Hello, everyone. That explosive question has been spreading rapidly across YouTube, TikTok, and social media timelines, pulling in millions of views fueled by shock, suspicion, and half-heard claims. But when you peel back the layers of the headline and examine what is actually known versus what has been assumed, exaggerated, or outright invented, a very different and far more complex story emerges. One that is less about an arrest and more about how modern rumor culture, past family controversies, ongoing allegations, and public distrust of powerful religious figures collide to create a narrative that feels real, even when it isn't officially true. Because as of now, there has been no verified confirmation from law enforcement, court records, or credible news organizations that Bishop T.D. Jakes has been officially arrested. Despite countless videos stating it as fact, and understanding how this rumor gained traction requires going back to the roots of T.D. Jakes' influence, his family history, and the climate of accountability that now surrounds megachurch leaders, since for decades T.D. Jakes has stood as one of the most powerful and recognizable pastors in the world, leading the Potter's House in Dallas, advising presidents, producing films, publishing best-selling books, and building a religious brand that blends spirituality, business, and celebrity, which has always made him both admired and scrutinized. Because when a spiritual leader reaches that level of power, any whisper of scandal is magnified. And in recent years, those whispers have grown louder due to renewed conversations about abuse of power in churches, financial transparency, and long-standing allegations that resurface in the age of social media, regardless of legal outcome. And into this environment stepped a new wave of viral videos claiming that T.D. Jakes had been arrested after his son confirmed rumors. A phrase that sounds definitive but collapses under scrutiny, because what many of these videos reference is not an arrest at all, but a mix of old family incidents, civil accusations, misinterpreted statements, and intentional clickbait framing, particularly confusion surrounding T.D. Jakes' son Jermaine Jakes, who was arrested back in 2009 for indecent exposure, a real event that deeply embarrassed the family and was widely reported at the time. And over the years, that incident has been repeatedly recycled online, often stripped of context and falsely connected to T.D. Jakes himself, creating a false association in the minds of viewers who may not remember the original details. And more recently, statements made by family members and resurfaced interviews have been clipped, edited, and presented in ways that imply confirmation of criminal wrongdoing when no such confirmation exists. While separate from that, T.D. Jakes has faced public accusations from individuals alleging sexual misconduct decades ago, accusations he has strongly denied and responded to through legal channels by filing defamation lawsuits, which again are civil matters, not criminal arrests. But in the social media ecosystem, nuance does not travel as fast as outrage. So a lawsuit becomes, he's about to be arrested. A denial becomes, he's panicking, and silence becomes proof. Especially when creators monetize speculation by using words like official, finally, and confirmed, without providing documentation, and the rumor cycle feeds itself because audiences are already primed to believe that powerful figures must be hiding something, particularly when faith, money, and influence intersect. And this is where the tragedy of misinformation becomes clear, because while accountability is necessary and allegations should never be dismissed outright, declaring someone officially arrested when that has not happened blurs the line between investigation and character assassination, turning serious conversations into entertainment, and ironically weakening legitimate efforts to expose real wrongdoing elsewhere. And yet the reason this story resonates so strongly is because it taps into a broader emotional truth. Many people feel betrayed by religious institutions, many have personal trauma tied to church authority, and many are tired of leaders who seem untouchable. So, when a rumor suggests that even someone as powerful as T.D. Jakes might finally be facing consequences, it feels like justice, even if the facts don't support it, and that emotional satisfaction often overrides the need for verification, creating a digital wildfire that no correction can fully extinguish. And T.D. Jakes himself has largely addressed controversy through official statements, sermons, and legal filings rather than social media battles, which some interpret as dignity and others interpret as avoidance. While further feeding speculation, statements and past mistakes are dragged back into the spotlight and repurposed as evidence in narratives they were never meant to support, leaving the public with a distorted picture that mixes truth, rumor, and assumption into a single viral storyline. So when you step back and ask the central question, is TD Jakes officially arrested after his son confirms the rumors? The factual answer remains no, but the cultural answer is more unsettling, because what has been arrested is public trust, patience, and the boundary between verified truth and profitable speculation. And the real story unfolding is not one of handcuffs and mugshots, but of how quickly the internet can manufacture certainty without proof. How easily past sins, real or alleged, are recycled into new accusations. And how figures like TD Jakes now exist in a permanent state of trial in the court of public opinion, where innocence or guilt is less important than engagement metrics. And until actual legal outcomes occur, this story remains a cautionary example of why critical thinking matters more than ever. Because in an era where rumors move faster than records, the loudest headline is rarely the most accurate, and the truth, whether it ultimately condemns or clears someone, deserves more than a thumbnail and a question mark. Thomas Dexter Jakes Sr. is an American non-denominational Christian evangelical pastor and motivational speaker. He was the senior pastor of the Potter's House, a non-denominational American megachurch in Dallas, Texas, from 1996 to 2025. Thanks for watching.